Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a great fun one for you today. We've got a section at the top here with a little button in it, little title here. We've got our little animated grid that we created a few videos ago down the bottom here. With this button that I've got here that says see more, when I click on it, it's going to add a section between our black section and grey section here. If I click on it, you'll see it. And our little grid's still there down the bottom, as you can see, but it's added this section in here, and you can use this for anything you want. I quite often use this to pop up a form or a little gallery or something like that. We've done this before in the past, but somebody was asking about it, so I'm happy to do it again. Really easy to do. Got to do a tiny bit of coding, but that's no problem. So let's get started. Let's create a new page. I'm going to go up here, page. We'll give it a title. And of course, we'll use the Divi builder. We're going to go ahead and build from scratch. Now I've got a transparent nav bar in mind. So what I'm going to do is actually going to color this section black so we can see everything up there. And this is where we'll add our button. So I'm going to add a single row. Inside there, I'm going to add a little code module right there. And we'll leave that just like it is for the time being. Well, let's make this dark so that we can see everything. Blue tab for the section, background always under content. First one's color. I'm just going to make it black for simplicity so we can see the logo and the links right there. And we've got our little code module in the middle of there. Let's just add a couple of more sections. This first one I'm going to add, I'm not going to make them from scratch for time purposes. I'm just going to throw in a couple of sections from my library. And here's one that we used earlier. This is the section that will toggle on and off with the button when we create it. Now let's just throw one in there so we've got some content initially. I'll use that same little fade grid I used before. There it is right there. Great. So we've got a little fade grid. That's going to appear on the page when we first load the page. This little section right here is going to be hidden. And we're going to create a button for it that when we click it, it's going to show or hide this section depending on the state. So here's our little code module up here that we put in just now. I'm going to go into there. I've got a PDF of the code that I wrote right here. And you'll find this link down below. Just click on it. It'll open the PDF for you just like this. Here's our button. Make sure you don't miss any of the tags either side of this. We're going to create a button. In the code module, I'm simply going to paste this button in there. You'll see something appear at the top there. There it is right there. And what I've done, I'll explain this. I've created a button by just using a button. I've given it a class of SHBT that we'll use to target the button so we can toggle our section on and off here. On click, it's going to run a function called myFunction, and we'll create that in a moment. I chose to make my button into a normal Divi button. It's purple initially, blue. That's the way I've got it styled in my Divi customizer. If you want to style it different from your other buttons, just use this class name right here, and you can delete the ETPB button. If you delete this class name, watch what happens. It'll just turn into a generic web button, and you can style it however you want using that class name. But I'm quite happy to have it as an elegant themes type button. So let's put that back in there. Perfect. And I kind of like my button to be in the middle. So what I'm going to do is going to go to my design. I'm going to go to my sizing. Width. Probably don't want it to be more than about 150 pixels there. That should fit everything in. Let's try putting 150 in. We want to make sure it doesn't break the button itself. By default, it tries to put in percentage. Make sure you put PX on the end. That's great. It hasn't broken it. If I take it down to 140 perhaps, let's see what happens there. Still good, but if we increment down, it's going to break on about 127. So we want to take it as small as it can go. But when we hover over it, it's got that little icon there. So when we hover over, we need it to be a bit bigger, say 150. So to common to all Divi modules, if you hover up over the dark writing, you'll see some little icons appear. If there's an arrow, click on it. We can have that width when their mouse is not on it. And when they hover on it, let's make it 150 again because it's got that little arrow icon. So 150. Let's put in the PX for us this time. Yep, that's going to work fine. Perfect. And I'd like mine to be in the middle. So now that we've given it a width, we can put it in the middle. If you don't give it a width, it won't go into the middle there. So roll down a little bit, module alignment, pop it in the middle. Perfect. Great. Well, let's go back to our code now, which was under the content, the text right here. Next thing I've done is added some style, and I'll just copy this from the PDF. I'll tell you what it all means. We've got some style tags here. Again, make sure you don't miss any of those pointy brackets either side here. Control C to copy. Going to go back to the site. I'm going to drop down, paste it just underneath. And we've got style tags here, which means this is CSS code. I've got a CSS ID. You can tell by that hashtag. It says section hide. Now, when we give any section this ID, it's going to display none. In other words, it's going to hide it. I've got a class name down below that says section. You can tell it's a class name, not an ID, because it's got a dot in front of it. And it's going to force it to display. And the script that we've created will enable it to do that. So let's give this section the ID of sekhide. So we need sekhide without the hashtag. Control C. We'll save our changes here. We'll go into the section that we want to hide and show. Blue tab. Advanced is where you'll find CSS IDs and classes. Make sure you put this particular one in the ID and not the class. It will not work. And when I do this, watch what happens. It's disappeared. It's no longer there. We just got our little animated grid thing here and our title. Perfect. Well, we'll save that. Let's go back into our code now. A little button at the top here. And we're going to add a little bit of script. We've got some script tags at the bottom. And again, make sure you don't lop off any of those curly brackets. Control C to copy. Back to our button. We'll drop down from the style here. We're going to drop down a couple. Paste that in there. And what I've got here is a bit of JavaScript. It's created a function called myFunction that we've told the button to run when it gets clicked, myFunction right there. What it's going to do, it's going to get an element by ID of sekhide, which is the element, the ID we gave our hidden section up here. And it's going to force it to show by giving it the class of sekshow. Sekshow display block. Perfect. So if we've done this correctly, this should all work for us. Let's save our changes here. We'll save the page changes, hit the little purple button, save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. And right away you can see, or you can't see, that there's no section between the black and the grey section here. We've got our little button here in the middle. When I hover over it, it's going to change color. When I click on it, it's going to pop up our little section here. And like I say, that is really useful for things like forms and small galleries and things like that. Use your imagination. This has got all kinds of uses. And as you can see, it's really easy to do. Click on it again and it'll disappear. Perfect. And of course, you can give it a title, whatever you want. I've just said see more here, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. If I re-enable my Visual Builder, if we go into our code module here, we may need to adjust the width of it if we're changing the text. If we look at our code here, button class, between the pointy bracket there and the last button closing tag, we've got the actual text that it says. So you can change this to anything you want. Yeah, just change it to mods for modules. I don't know what else I've got going on there. Perhaps give it a capital M. I'll do fine. Let's save our changes now. Make sure this is going to work on the front end. We'll exit the Visual Builder. There's our mods. There's our little section popping up. Perfect. Really easy to do. And like I say, there's all kinds of things you can do with this. It's got so many connotations. It's just amazing. And once you've done it once, of course, you can do it again. Just copy that code module somewhere else on a different page. You want to make sure your functions don't have the same name if they're on the same page, but on different pages, that'll be fine. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie with System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.